Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was the one who sat rolling dice in the ship that went under, deciding fates with every roll, or so she said. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into your neck.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Better tell me who you really are, or this time, I'll let my needle do the licking. But you did, and now the tables have turned. You look quite startled to me.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. The needle still all too deeply embedded in the side of your throat. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice something that remained undetected in the gloom of the ship. A flaw in her diamond features. A curiously shaped scar on her left cheek.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a bad old time, a lizard cut this thing, this living scar, into my cheek. The mark of a slave. But now I'm free, of sorts. And I've traced that lizard here, to Fort Joy. I intend to raise the subject with him. No!
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my prey. You could warn him, save him, or kill him before I get my chance. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed.
A bright sparkle of laughter follows your proposal.
Ha! How amusing. I admit I had not seen that twist coming. I was certain the pitiful begging was about to begin. Make your case and do it quickly. Why should I join you? Escape? How you do tickle me. Most of the misguided deers around here would argue such a thing is impossible. I'm inclined to agree. You managed to catch me off guard, after all. Oh, little needle mine, what should I do? Push or pull? You know what? Today is a rather fine day. Sunshine and an easy breeze. Yes, I'll let you live. I'll even agree to travel with you, provided we talk to that lizard I mentioned. I'm not quite sure the weather will save him.
With a casual flick of the wrist, she withdraws the needle from your neck and smiles, as if she just invited you to sit down for tea.
Let's discuss our respective roles then, shall we? You, me, and Death will be playing many a round of hide and seek. So, what role would you like me to play? As a rogue, my speciality is stealth, the quick silence of the dagger striking unseen. That said, I'm perfectly lethal wielding any weapon or magic. So, the choice is yours. But of course, I can play the strings of magic like a harpist her instrument. Is there any specific tune that takes your preference? Suits me fine. Lead on. Or better yet, let me take the lead. Then follow me.
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any sort of proximity, but at least she's on your side, for the moment.
The sun shines bright upon this island, but its hidden heart is dark. We may see no bars, but we are firmly behind them here and now. As I hunt for answers, escape must ever be on our minds. Let's save those for later, shall we? Not quite the thing I tend to share with strangers. Suffice to say, I need to speak with a certain lizard, so let's find him. In a final heartbeat. Why? Did you assume I wouldn't? Ha! As it happens, that invitation is why I let you live. Your flesh is weak. All flesh is weak. But your spirit remained strong as your flesh was being pierced. That I admire. Huh. Hardly. I walked up to the quay, asked for the ship to Fort Joy, and declared myself a sorcerer. I'm here to hunt, remember? Here to play a game of tic-tac-terminate with a special certain someone.
Just as you're about to address the lizard, the Red Prince bars you with an outstretched arm.
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a word with him. You may wait here while I speak. Permission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which he does in a groveling and awkward manner. The dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Drudene leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down and follows suit. After about half an hour, they wake up and begin to discuss what they saw in their dreams. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer. You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this sting-tailed fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The myth-shrouded House of Shadows. The dreamers, though, they're on my side, and they've visions of me on the throne. Of course it is. I was born with the promise of an empire, and that promise will be kept. But to keep it, I must find a second dreamer, a greater one. A more experienced traveler of the dream world. Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands east of the fort. So, let us make our escape and venture there post-haste.
No, I could tell you all about swamp dreamers too, if I chewed that much Drudene.
Oh, do hold your prickly tongue.
As you're about to approach the lizard, Sabine cups your chin.
Listen, I need to have a chat with this here morsel of flesh. He has wronged me once, but may just do right by me this time.
To your surprise, Sabine proceeds to throttle the unsuspecting lizard with one hand as she drives the tip of her needle into his lower belly with the other. Then, the questions commence. You hear him yelp about the master, lone wolves, and a man called Griff. Then, quite suddenly, there's blood everywhere as Stingtail falls to the ground, face first into his own intestines. Sabine heaves a sigh of satisfaction, and as she wipes her needle clean, shoots you a cursory look.
Chat's over.
Demon elf, how dare you strike down a dreamer?
Such is my prerogative, Prince. And doubly so, my pleasure.
Yes. Is it an audience you desire? Bah! I should whip her till she's as red-skinned as I am, then leave her for the birds to peck clean. But there are broad waters between should and shall at the present, and I'm nothing if not a patient prince. It's forgiving that I've more trouble with. Still, you bewilder me just as much, don't you know? It was you who invited little Miss Needlework into the fold. Do you mean to tell me you're comfortable with what she's done? You understand her, do you? You understand that she murders a man because he did like he was bid to by a master, by a higher force than he. Don't let all that understanding of yours trump your comfort. She's dangerous. You've seen it. But that's the whole idea, I'm afraid. Even I myself thought it a myth. See, the ancient empire consists of 3 houses. The noble houses of war and dreams, and the upstart house of law. We of war rule the empire. Or so I thought. For if the warnings I was given are true, there's not only such a thing as the House of Shadows, it also pulls the strings, and it seeks to string me up first chance it gets. And you in me. I intend to rule an empire one day, not a tiny outcropping in the sea, lording over Gal. To that end, I suggest we focus on the obvious. Of course, I'd much appreciate it if we managed to find Bahara first. Dozens, I should imagine, but if we're talking about the ones that came after my exile, this would be number 5. Let them come, I say. Keep...
Your eyes brim with inquiry, so ask. Escape. Once I've talked to Griff. My. I did get you all worked up, didn't I? Afraid you won't be able to sleep tonight.
She pulls her hand away, quickly and violently, as if bitten by a snake.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. I suppose I'm a bit skittish from time to time. Skittish like a cat that's seen too much unkindness. You see, there's triplets in my mind. The woman I am, the woman I must be, the woman I long to be. Like all sisters, they do tend to be at odds with one another. From time to precious time. If the present is all that matters, you must take me as I am. Sunshine and shadow, both. You can see what I can do. What comes as easily as a morning's yawn or a rush of blood in the presence of beauty. This, you must accept. Thank you. How romantic a concession, to let a woman kill when she so pleases.
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with great effort, pain apparent in every movement, and madness.
You. Quite lost. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your wires. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time.
The creature gingerly takes the plant into his bloodied hands. He runs his fingertips over the white flowers. His panting breath slows.
Darling, dear darling child. Hello, yarrow girl. Can it really be you?
The creature clenches the plant tightly. His breath quickens. He seems liable to lunge at you at the drop of a pin.
You wouldn't understand. A father's pride, a father's love.
The creature begins to weep. Fast, silent tears spill from his eyes as he clutches the little cluster of flowers to his heart.
For you, my ring, heart of me, name of Migo. Thank you. It's been too long, my dear. You? What? What is it? Go. Told you, didn't I? They crossed my wires, hammer goes clang, and then the worms crawl in. Name of Migo, come out of Arx. My daughter's a magister. Pretty-haired yarrow girl. She doesn't know about all this, though. Don't you dare blame her, pretty-haired yarrow girl. Clang, clang, horrible old sadist. Filled my brain with holes. The devil lives inside her. Believe you me.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
She bows.
In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power. It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. The Magisters come. My family runs, but I fall. My son looks back. I shout to him to run. I am taken. I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs, I can stand, but I fear the Magisters. Wait, before you go. I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
I feel him, but I do not see him.
Ah, my unlikely friend. What do you need? I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs, I can stand, but I fear the Magisters.